Yo, how you guys doing? What's up? It's your boy Schizomanic here, the insane game manic here, back at it again with another video. New episode review of Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys. I don't know why I keep the problem is when you name a series Journeys from a series that we've already known to have a Journeys type title, the first thing I keep thinking is Pokemon Johto Journeys. That's not what this is. That's just the brain thing that clicks in. So this episode has a lot in it. You have the Raihan versus Leon fight, the introduction of Sonya, and then Galarian Farfetch. Uh, which all seem to kind of get they almost seem like three separate events because they none of them tie in together. The first half is just us getting to see Raihan, and I'm glad they represented Raihan well. Although he doesn't but considering Raihan's main style of battling is double battles, I'm curious if we'll get to see him later in the anime use that style because 1v1 I think they're just trying to show his metal as a gym leader. I'd be curious if the World Championships is like the first arc of Gen 8 and not like there's more to it. I don't know, that's my brain. My brain is thinking something along the lines of like this is just the first arc of the anime, this whole world tournament stuff. And then cuz like Ash is already raising ranks pretty quickly, I wonder if that's the first part, and then the second part is like going on a journey in Galar. Like I imagine him losing the championship to like Leon, then going on a journey for the rest of Galar, and that's like the second half, which actually would be a really cool thing. So you get kind of like this slice of life stuff that we've been kind of getting mixed with like actual progression. Then you get like the traditional journey, which is like the second half. I don't know. I can't tell. The battle with Raihan was good though. I like that it's they didn't try to downplay either of them because they're both high ranked battlers, they're high ranked trainers. So I respected that. There's not a lot to say about that fight. The one cool thing I'll note is that it's cool that Leon actually has his Charizard learn different moves, which means Leon isn't against him switching out techniques when he goes in between fights, which makes his Charizard more interesting to watch because you literally never know what the dude's gonna have. He has some of his constants, but like having Brick Break or Dragon Claw, I was like, all right, so or Dig, and I was like, okay, I get it. He'll constantly switch things out, which will make seeing him fight interesting. I'm curious how often they're going to do this. They do recognize that Raihan is a gym leader, which means I'm assuming we will see the rest of the gym leaders from Galar at some point. Kind of just depends. They also took. I also realized that the Sonya sequence. The reason why I also say because the Sonya sequence is out of the games, but if I remember correctly, I thought Marnie was introduced during one of these sequences where like she's talking about the lore of Galar and everything. She literally, I think some of the lines she has here are straight out of the games. Like I get like she's technically an assistant to her grandmother and she has to do it. I wonder if the anime is going to go through a more true transition because in the anime, like I mean, if the anime is going to go through a true transition because in the games, Sonya kind of goes from being like not wanting to do it, which is how she is in this episode, to just all of a sudden slowly getting into it, which was a cool progression. So I'm curious if the anime is going to try to flesh it out more. But I think the main thing I gathered from this episode is like I'm baffled how little there's any connection. Like there is no connection between these sections. The Raihan Leon fight. And of course, this episode also has like heavy Naruto vibes for me. Like, for example, like when Raihan's like, I'm the one who's gonna knock you off your throne. And then Ash is like, no, I'm gonna beat Leon in the finals in the championships, and I'm gonna knock him off his throne. And goes like, Ash, don't do that. And I'm like, oh, that's Naruto. That's Naruto like during the tuning exams where he's like, no matter what happens, I'm not gonna fail this test. And I'm like, damn, like that. And then on top of that, you get Rock Lee vibes when you see the Galarian Farfetch fight with Riolu, and which is a cool moment. I like this whole like Riolu hasn't given up yet, and then like this man, and then Farfetch is like, you're not done either, Farfetch. He gets up, and you think he's about to go in for one more, and then he's like, oh no, he passed out standing up, and I was like, all right, fine, fine. That was actually well perfectly timed. There was no guarantee that was gonna land the way it did. But like, yeah, the fucking it's like even if you're not in love with that sequence, you kind of like low key as an Naruto fan. Anytime you see an anime character pass out standing up, you low key are kind of like, all right, you at least recognize the culture. You're a fan of the culture. I ain't mad at you, but like, damn, that's literally how I felt. I was like, damn. And then of course Ash catching Galarian Farfetch, which isn't too unrealistic because Go already has one, and Go sucks at battling. So also because it's funny because the episode ends essentially being like, okay, Go's getting Sobble. Like I don't even think that's a question at this point. Go's getting Sobble, which I'm cool with. If that also means that Ash is getting Rookie, which means he would have actually because with Galarian Farfetch, you got Galarian Farfetch, Riolu, Gengar, Dragonite, Pikachu. So yeah, his 6 would be Thwacky or Grookie. Sorry, I keep defaulting to Thwacky because I actually like Thwacky's design more. Um, so yeah, he would have his full team because Mr. Mime is kind of like an in between character, like in the sense of we literally don't know where Mr. Mime is supposed to go. We just recognize that Mr. Mime has been used in episodes. Like I don't know how to describe it. Mr. Mime is just such a weird character in the way he's handled and portrayed. I appreciate him being used for battling and stuff. It's just I low key want him to be like Black and White Ash, where he like switched out Mons, like he caught more than 6. Low key, because like if you notice, his team is almost heavily focused on like Gen 1, yeah, like Gen 1 Mons, Dragonite, Gengar, Farfetch, even though it's Galarian. Um, so I low key want him to have like a secondary team because they usually do that to show off Galarian Mons. That's why I feel like this whole championships thing isn't like the main plot. It's like the first half, which I'm cool with either way. But the episode was cool. Raihan got the respect he deserves better than Karina did in last episode. Not last episode, the episode before last. Next week is the Sobble catching episode. Um, and now we're starting to get introduced to the lore of Galar, which will be more interesting as time moves forward. It just makes me wonder how much more time like are we gonna keep like I need to see more. And then obviously I think there's another Karina episode coming up, so we'll see what happens. But please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. This has been your boy, the Insane Game Manic. And like I always say, life's a game, play to win, and I will catch you guys later. Peace. Oh, peace. So, peace. So, baby. Pappy the pain. No sugar for me. I keep saying that and then I keep eating things with sugar. So I guess I'm just lying to you at this point. I apologize.